Yes, I guess Ashwini ji, you will have to turn on your mic. I'm not able to hear you. I can see your.
Yeah, is it
Yeah,
audible now?
please, please. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, hi, I'm Ashwini, currently working as a packaging scientist in R&D Godrej. So, I had two questions. One in regard to you had mentioned couple of standards in regard to product specific recyclates for recycling. So, there were few European standards and few ISO standards. So, what is on the applicability of European standards for India? Like, are those standards applicable for India?
If you are doing business outside India, they would be very applicable. But I'm not sure how the Indian government has absorbed those standards. If you are talking about our own continent, I'll have to look
Hmm.
into it for more information in particular.
Okay, okay, fine, okay, that helps. And lastly, I mean, in the last slides, you had mentioned couple of food waste products which we can convert it into films, and there were few technical parameters given like tensile strength, WBTR. So definitely, someone would have developed those films.
Correct.
So, are you aware of the suppliers who are currently doing this and how it is commercially happening?
Yeah, so commercially, there are some materials like soya proteins is one of the materials which is globally used. In fact, it was one of the first materials that started off with Henry Ford actually started off using soya oil and converting it into, and he has used in it in its Ford car. I'm talking about 1940. But when we are talking about vegetative waste and converting them into usable products, there are no suppliers across the globe who are doing it on a mass scale in particular. So all these properties that were listed down were based on a lot of research that has happened across the globe and people contributing
Hmm.
to the research domain in particular. So this was basically an effort to scientist for the scientists like you to invest their time into trying to take this technology from a lab scale to the commercial scale in particular.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, got it. Thank you.
I will take one more question. Yes, Sanchit ji, please go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Gupta. This is Sanchit representing Shivalik Enterprises, working as a sales head here. Okay, I have a very basic questions. Like we have been having this seminar since yesterday. So talking about biodegradables and talking about compostable. So just have a curiosity to know that what is the future? Is it the biodegradables or the compostables?
If you will ask my thought, maybe on this platform also, I'll not be very worried to say, but I don't see biodegradable as the future in particular, right? And it has to do with the deep-rooted impact that has been there. Of course, it is very sustainable and everything, but then when you look at the cost of the technology, it's simply not there for the market. I don't know what is going to come ahead, but at least maybe in the next 5 years or so, it is really difficult for me to see biodegradables totally taking over the market because they are simply not being produced on that scale. And we can, sort of say this as a demand supply scenario, but then the reality is that the technology is not existing, right? It's pretty much what is with electric vehicles if you look at in today's world, right? So but then there has been efforts in rolling out electric vehicles into the market even if the technology is not very matured. Now the case here is the technology is not at the cost that you require from the market perspective, right? So if I want to purchase something like this in India, the only option for me is importing, right? Whereas I can get an electric vehicle in India even if they have to import the batteries, right? So probably what I feel is maybe going forward, if there is a big technology breakthrough that comes with the production of biopolymers, especially in a massive scale, I really don't see them happening. This is basically, I don't know, but then this is maybe a very concerned effort on working out on our existing methodologies, how to take care of the recyclable material or how to use them in a very measured scale or something like that. This is what I feel is very important at this point in time. Otherwise, there would be a lot of seminars going across the globe on bioplastics and sustainability, but then it is always wise to get into it if you want to do business, because if you keep on making single use plastics the way they were made earlier, you would not be surviving in the market at this point in time. So there are ways in which you can do it. But let's say you sort of invest some 10 crore rupees in machinery, and then there comes a technology intervention or breakthrough at the next year where you are getting this biopolymer at 100 rupees a kg. Or let's say there is some scientist who has determined a way to biodegrade polyethylene, which is being sold at 100 rupees a kg. What happens to your investment? You'll not get any price protection, right? So still a very immature technology at this scale with respect to the cost. But then there's a lot to look out for in the future. That is definitely there.
Because I attended a seminar day before with the PhD Chamber of Commerce, and there was a company who was offering the biodegradables, and they were offering in as a 1% additive to the plastics, and they were assuring that it should be degraded within 18 to 24 months. So that is why I was, a bit, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, I was a bit more concerned about, having to go for a biodegradable sales, or probably going into the compostable ones.
So probably the technology there is the oxo-degradable technology that we have already discussed yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
So may work well for our continent. It doesn't work well for a lot of developed economies in particular, right? So there is a lot of damage that it is basically doing to the environment, and because of which a lot of economies are not okay with utilizing them in the mass scale, because they are looking at what is going to come ahead. What if these microplastics break down and enter into the ocean? These heavy metals would end up in the stomach of fish and all these marine animals and everything. So that may be the case. But then it is marketed in India. It is being marketed in India almost about 10 years past this technology has come into the picture.
Yes.
Exactly. And it's a very mature technology. Oxo-degradable is very matured, but not acceptable in all the parts of the globe in particular.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. So yes, Gopiji, one more question we'll take. Yeah,
yes.
Thank you. Waiting for quite some time. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Prashant ji. Yeah, is it clear now? So what I'm asking is like this extract of polymers or something like that from out of vegetative waste or food or something like that. Is there any? Are you conducting anything like a industrial partner basis, hand in hand working or something like that? Or do you have any community aware of it, or directly or indirectly, where certain people can
yeah, so I'm already working on this technology for past couple of years now, and we have worked on cauliflower waste and we have worked on carrot waste as well. So currently a couple of my project groups are working on carrot based waste, right? So there is a lot of potential in a lot of different materials, and we have selected carrot to go along with it. So of course it is seasonal, but still carrot based waste provide good properties in particular. And at our institute, we have been working on carrot based films.
So we would like to be part of it as an industrial partner for this. If something is there, please. I am requesting you to consider us in any case if something is there.
Yeah, so you can please connect me. You can connect me on LinkedIn or something like that, and we can talk more on this going forward.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Welcome.